Okay, we are at the southwest corner of the home inside of the fence. And this faux rock here is for a water conditioning system. Water conditioning systems are beyond the scope of this inspection. I have a picture of it. So we've got wooden siding with a wooden skirt all the way down to the ground. Okay, we've got wood to ground contact around most of the house. That's conducive to wood destroying insects. That's conducive to termites. That's conducive to moisture. You should have about a 6-inch gap and then a metal flashing underneath that all around the perimeter. So this comes down, this is a skirt. This is a skirt, so this is the side and it comes down to the skirt, which is where the floor is. So what this creates here is a drainage plane. Okay, oh excuse me, a water table. A water table, and you should have venting between the wall for the drainage, because all walls leak and the water's supposed to come down this side of the wall and then come out. The way this has been sealed up around here without the metal flashing behind it, okay, you've created a dam so that the water doesn't go underneath here and then on down there and on down out. It stops right here. You're going to start developing wood rot along this bottom horizontal trim board. I should have had metal flashing coming out, and you see this gap that goes around. Might not be the most attractive gap, I get that. Okay, we've also got continuous soffit vents. Continuous soffit vents going around the drip edge perimeter of the home. Now these windows have all been set into the siding, into casement trim. Okay, they call that self-flashing, I guess, but that's not what I'm not seeing. I'm not seeing any flashing, nor am I seeing Z-bar flashing at the top of the windows and doors fenestrations. I'm just not seeing it. So no Z-bar flashing, no weep screed, backed with flashing. Siding is too close. And coming on along, we have a whole video for this coming up, the dirty coils, about it being crooked, not installed right, about the drainage coming from the roof coming over this. I'm looking for between 40 and 80 psi, and that's just at 80 psi. It's almost too much water pressure. Now, at over 80, and in some municipalities regardless, I got that thing screwed on nice and tight, don't I? An expansion tank would be required on your water heater. I can't find the water heater. I can't see that this system has an expansion tank installed on it. There's a door right here to get into the crawl space. This is a manufactured home. The disconnect box for the condensing unit, it should have been sealed on 3 sides. Now, this is pretty much universal to the front porch and the back patio decks, is that we have wood to ground contact, including the post. Steps are not there should not be more than a 32nd of an inch height elevation differential. Steps should not be higher than 7 3/4 inches. Steps should not be more narrow than 10 inches. I'll put a tape measure on that. See these handrails? They're alright, I guess, but they're not graspable, and they have open ends on them, so you can catch your clothing. Now at this point you're probably falling up the stairs, I get it. You're probably not going to fall down the stairs catching your clothing on these, but they're not supposed to be open-ended, and they're supposed to be graspable. Can Granny grab a hold of that and get herself up there? No, I don't think she can. I don't think she can. Can Granny make this step? Well, I don't know about that first one, right? Then no more than a 32nd of an inch height elevation differential. Now on these posts, anytime you have a rafter that terminates, okay, it should have a connector. Alright, a connector is like a hanger bracket. Should have a hanger bracket. Now a hanger bracket is not necessary if it was engineered to hold the weight. And you're just still going to have to pardon me momentarily for my crudeness, but I doubt an engineer had anything to do with this deck. I really do. Your ledger boards, nearest I can tell, you do not have any lag bolts, and there's really nothing to put a lag bolt on. And it's a good thing that we have these posts, so I'm just going to assume that these posts serve as the support for your ledger board. Okay, I'll go with that. You know what else I'll go with though? That looks like a water leak to me. We were just on the roof, right? We were on the roof and we were talking about where they had all the flashing. They didn't have any flashing and they just used the sealant, and you had a torn shingle up there. And underneath here, right over this light, right by your door, you got a water leak. That's what it looks like to me. So I'll cut you some slack on the ledger boards, but you do not have the hangers, because I don't think an engineer was part of this. Still got a water leak. Guardrails are not supposed to be lower than 38 inches. Or 36. That's not even 34. It might be 34 if you're lucky. Now I get it, this lot was here. We brought the home in. Alright, as all part of the charm. Got a wooded lot. Okay, it's nice. But a tree should not be placed closer than 25 feet, or a home should not be placed closer than 25 feet to a tree. Or a tree shouldn't be closer than 25 feet to a home. To allow for root growth, then these roots are going to take moisture out of the soil that you need to stabilize your foundation. The branches are going to grow over your house and wreck your shingle and cause your deck to leak. Things like that. Coming along here, we got another sewer clean out. Got one at the front and got this one. This is your condensing unit, and I'm imagining it's just you only have one drain line. I imagine that's it. Unlike the roof, it doesn't have to be painted. It does not have to drain into the sewer system. It can drain to the exterior, so that's not technically a foul, so long as it's not in a nuisance location. Patio deck, drain, mosquitoes, mud, dogs, children. I don't know. It looks like a nuisance condition to me. Wood to ground contact around the decks. I can't get underneath either of the decks. This is your clothes dryer vent right here. They should be closed. They should be cleaned once a year. I'm curious about the material, but I don't know yet. Moving on along, open ends, remember, steps, uneven, wood to ground, too close, do not have the flashing. Okay, I'm gonna have a little bit of repetition here, but we're gonna hit all four corners, all four walls. Moving on along. This is your data plate. Okay, this is the serial number to the home. It was manufactured. 29. Come on over here. 28. See, these were made. This is a double wide manufactured home. So you've got 2 serial numbers for each half of your home. Wood to ground contact. Now these are landscaping timbers. Okay, these are not retaining walls. These are landscaping timbers. And just for the sake of argument, if we want to say that these are retaining walls, if they are farther from the structure than twice their height, they should have no immediate effect on the structure's performance. So it's all the same. Vents, water table, missing air flashing, it's all pretty much the same. Be nice, low guardrails, handrails not graspable. Wood to ground, wood to ground, wood to ground. Coming on along. Now the paint right here. Earlier on the roof covering I was talking about flashing. Earlier on this video I was actually talking about the Z-bar flashing around the windows and stuff. I wonder what those dots are on the windows. Huh, that's interesting. So, but you see the paint that's got different colors? Painters call that flashing. So this was not evenly painted. Alright, it's not going to wear right, it's not going to look right, it's not going to look any better than it does today. Right now is the best it's ever going to look. That's just really, as far as quality control, I don't have anything to say except that that's a piss poor paint job.